Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to replace a Dyson V10 motor, step by step, including the tools you'll need and a few things to watch out before you start. Before anything else, check which version of the Dyson V10 you have. The US version has more vents on the motor housing, while the Chinese version has fewer. It matters because the replacement motor you buy needs to match your model. Also, a quick reminder, if your vacuum is still under warranty, stop here and contact Dyson. Doing this yourself can void your warranty, so make sure you're in the clear. Now my V10 motor didn't die because of old age or heavy use. It actually failed right after I tested a Makita battery adapter. The vacuum was working perfectly before that, and during my Lemiga laser nozzle review, then a few days later, nothing. When I pulled the filter out, there were tiny black fragments inside. I'm guessing it's some kind of sound insulation from the motor. Either way, it's not a great sign. Tools you'll need. Let's get into the tools. You won't need nothing fancy, but you will need the right ones. A long Phillips screwdriver to reach the deep bolts. A Torx screwdriver for the motor bolts and clamps. Pliers to straighten the clamps before installation. A flathead screwdriver to pop off the white motor cover. Once you have those ready, we can start. First, remove the battery. There are 2 bolts underneath and 1 behind the handle. This is just for safety, so nothing accidentally powers on. Step 2. Take off the dustbin. Next, remove the dustbin from the main frame. This gives you more room to work and makes handling the unit easier. Step 3. Remove the cyclonic housing. Now take out the 6 bolts that hold the cyclonic filter housing to the motor. 4 in this area and 2 right here. This is where having a long magnetic screwdriver really helps. After those 6 screws are out, you'll see the motor assembly. Step 4. Remove the old motor. Grab your Torx screwdriver and remove the 2 motor bolts. After that, you can take off the white plastic cover. Use your flathead to pry up the tabs and pop it off. Then gently push the black connector with your thumb so the cover comes free. Now unplug the connector that leads to the trigger. Your fingernails will do the job. Next, loosen the 2 Torx bolts holding the clamps. After that, you can gently push the motor out with your thumbs. That's your old motor out. Step 5. Prepare the new motor. Take the new motor and remove its white cover the same way. Then use your pliers to straighten the 2 metal clamps. Straightening them makes it much easier for the wires to slide through the narrow opening underneath. Also, straighten the small wire so it doesn't snag anywhere during installation. Slide the new motor in. Make sure the top connector lines up with the port where the power setting slide switch sits. Step 6. Reattach everything. Reconnect the trigger port first. That makes everything easier to align. Bend the clamps back into shape so they fit snugly into their mounting slots. Then position the clamps correctly and reinstall the Torx bolt. Again, a magnetic Torx driver makes this so much easier. Before you tighten everything down, double check 2 things. First, make sure the clamps aren't touching each other. You don't want any chance of a short circuit. And second, make sure that the small wire is stuck safely out of the way so it doesn't get pinched when you lock everything in place. You can use a flathead screwdriver to gently pull the clamps apart and create space if needed. Once everything looks good, tighten the bolts and clip the white cover back on, making sure the screw holes line up. Step 7. Reassembling the vacuum. Now put the cyclonic housing back and reinstall the 6 screws. Tighten them snugly, but don't overdo it. Reattach the dustbin, pop the battery back in, and moment of truth, turn it on.
It's alive! It's alive!
If everything is connected properly, your V10 should be alive again. And that's it. You just save yourself a few $100s by replacing a Dyson V10 motor on your own instead of buying a whole new vacuum. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload more repair guides and vacuum reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.